If they do pick up the Claude, DEWA can change things up a bit and pick up the Natan before it gets banned in the second phase.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage of being on red side, right? You kind of have to react to the picks, but you can't start off with these big picks. And DEWA have shifted their priority from the Mathilda to the Akai. They know that ONIC have a Kairi. They have Kairi who can also utilize the Akai. Even though he's been playing Assassins, that doesn't close the window to play the Akai. So they go for Fred. But this might be a flex. This is something that we know ONIC for. They like doing this kind of strat, you know, where they pick up the Fredrin and it'll be flex to the XP. They'll pick up an Assassin late. So Fred and Arla, two flex picks right now.
With the Mathilda open though, especially when you're trying to abuse the damage antagonist of a fighter in the early game, the Mathilda is kind of like an equalizer because you give shields to everyone and you can still strike back with a lot of damage as well. And you provide mobility that makes it difficult for fighters to really stick on their target. So picking two fighters when the Mathilda is open here, I feel like it's quite interesting. I believe there must be a plan somewhat from ONIC, but for DEWA, I don't see why they can't just pick it up now.
Your team is picking.
Claude and Mathilda. Now here's a very weird thought, but if ONIC were struggling to get retry wins because the Tempest of Blades, you just fly around. And then you retry, right? You don't actually have the damage to kind of combo it together with your retry. You know what does have the damage to combo with retry now, and you can actually retry while you ult?
Haya?
Exactly.
We were talking about this.
If they really want it, is it time to maybe go for it now? Maybe not in the first phase, because I don't think DEWA will be really too scared of a Haya right now. So they'll probably still pick up a Marksman first. It looks like they are hovering over Marksman.
Waiting for it, but New America, your calls have been on point in recent times. Been for a long time, so that Hayabusa prediction is quite interesting. But with a Brody, we were hyping the Brody up when the attack speed changes were in place, but now they're trying to use it maybe to just shut down Watt in the forward lane. We'll have to see the aggressive CW. Can he really make it happen?
And I'm wondering if this Brody pick is also hinting at them wanting to finish the game as fast as possible and have that early game presence from the gold lane without waiting too much, as you would if you picked up something like the Natan or maybe the late game zone type of gold laner. So with the Brody pickup, the Hayabusa is possible.
It sure is. I mean, it kind of checks out. Having a strong jungle, having strong side laners to back you up when you're invaded, and also to help to set up for big dives, and also maybe help invade towards the opposing side's jungle. In theory, it all makes sense, but of course, they still have to be wary about what DEWA will be trying to pick first, right? What exactly do they want to utilize here? With the high mobility the Mathilda already brings to the table, the mid lane becomes a big question here.
Yeah.
The Novaria is banned out, and I think that's a great option because with the fighters, right, you don't want to get slowed down and bogged down by all those spells before you can get to Watt in the backline.
Technically, DEWA can still pick up the Faramis if they want to.
Right.
Faramis and Matilda, the combo that we used to see back in the day, I forgot what season, but that was like the scary mid lane pressure combination that we used to see, but
Never
gets
mind.
banned away. Well, Lilia is still also an option if they want to win in the Prio.
Yes.
Ooh, hang on. The Yve has been, talking about old metas, the Yve has been pretty good, and we know Sans plays a pretty good Yve. With all of these heroes that can do damage when your opponents are, you know, in the fight, the Yve could be an option here for ONIC.
I think it does suit DEWA's comp a bit better because
That too, yes.
you know, the Brody will get punished by that Eve. The range of the Brody, not as far as that real world manipulation, and you're already kind of forced on a flicker only. You can't go for Purify. You don't see that a lot. Oh, they read it out. Well played to DEWA. It was a setup really for ONIC now, because the Hayabusa doesn't get countered as hard technically now that you can ult and retry. Because Ling they're not concerned with Fanny because they have Akai. Ling is skill matchup, technically, still. So they still need to pick up an assassin, I feel. Or, I mean, technically they can just go for Snowball. They could just go for pure Snowball now. Pick Lilia, Fredrin in the jungle, and then go X-Borg or something to deal with the Akai.
Right. poking on the Akai has been a tried and true solution right here. So the X-Burg, like you mentioned, Mirko, can work really well right here. And again, a mage with some range would be nice. So far we won't be seeing it just yet. That's gonna be the Paquito, potentially a power wave for ONIC.
Did you hear that from the Indo desk as well? Oh wow, power wave instantly.
Gonna see if he's looking over here like,
No,
hey,
it's not.
power wave time.
Power wave in time, but what are the chances of this Paquito going to jungle, right? I think very, very low because the Frenchman is still the better choice, obviously. And Paquito just suits the XP a bit better. But you never know.
It's possible. We've seen it way back before, but full damage Paquito, I mean, we saw it from Aran, and it's definitely a big problem. If you're trying to play with Matilda and the extra bit of mobility, you won't get mobility if you get deleted.
Beautiful.
That is going to be the Eve though, and the Terizla as well. All these slows and all the maneuvers that Matilda can bring to the table as well.
Yeah. Snowball's what they're looking for, and I think they kind of wanted that Eve to be picked up. Now they want to dive to the Eve and splash her with water. That doesn't sound
Anticipating.
threatening, but you know, in this
Water
case,
can hurt.
Yeah, it can.
You know, water can flow or it can crash.
All right, Bruce Lee.
Like when you cry,
Whoa.
it's water,
Oh, okay.
right?
I thought it was a rock.
Exactly.
1-1, game 3.
The looks of confusion on the English desk. But we'll have to see. Can ONIC pull off the snowball right here? Kadita, man. We haven't seen it in a long time. Technically, there are a lot of ways to counter it, so we'll see what will be the solution that DEWA can come up with.
I mean, they certainly are anticipating that ONIC want to go for a snowball. They're anticipating the aggression that the Sky Kings will want to protrude onto them. 3 purifies by DEWA. Ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion of this best of 3 series with DEWA pushing it to a game number 3. Let's see how this pans out as we dive into the Land of Dawn.
Alright, man. The 3 purifies on the side of DEWA means that Sans is very limited when it comes to actually going for those pickoffs. But it also means that DEWA are relatively immobile, which means I think in this game Lutpi has a lot more to be doing, and of course Keyboy with the Arlet. If they can both go towards the backline, there is no flicker security, especially for K's. So when he's moving around the map, especially in the early game, he's gonna be so limited. He has to move along with his friends, and he can't really move independently. If you look at the emblems though, agility for Drian and Watt, they want to be fast moving around the map. CW, of course, with more aggressive play, but Sans, even with the pulling stuff together, he wants more Petrifier.
Drian so low, got to win. It's right there. Gary takes it as Kyrie secures the green camp, but Brave Smite on Kyrie.
Brave Smite Fredrin will be a lot more beneficial if you're in long drawn-out fights where you can just proc that Brave Smite again and again. Means that he's gonna be slower in clearing though, especially against Gary on the Akai. That might prove to be a important factor in how the early game objective contests do go.
Okay. 2 minutes have elapsed. And in terms of the purifies versus the flickers, I guess they're anticipating that Drian can guiding wind them out to safety, or even aggressively if it needs be. But that does really require a huge amount of chemistry and communication as well. So with Kyrie on his particular set of emblems, with his 1v1 in the neutral objective, with both at the same level, it's gonna be curious to see who gets it.
The Fredrin, an answer to the Akai. You can move me away, but I can stab and retreat. Final slash. And a first blood picked up by Mr. Power Wave, Terry, in the XP.
Animal cruelty from the Porcupines, beating up on the Panda.
Save pandas, man.
Save the pandas is what DEWA wants to do, but we'll see, man. ONIC has shown, again, they have a lot of burst damage, and I feel like DEWA has to put a lot of emphasis in the gold lane. If later on CW keeps snowballing out of control right here, it's gonna be so dangerous for them because the tournament memory, right, can just secure those kills if they don't purify in time or get out of the way in time.
Look at this. Carrie's playing this Fredgen very aggressively. Kind of like an assassin. I mean, he does have a lot of sustain. Doesn't have retry though. Already used it up earlier, so Gary will take that camp away from him.
By the way, item-wise, CW has a Heptases, it seems like. No boots until now. Is what the item, the inventory shows up earlier. If that's the case, that's really early.
They do have a 1k gold lead at the moment. It still can ping pong either way. But if we're talking about Snowball, ONIC also needs to be aware of Watt at the moment. And it's not going to be as simple to take him down as well because he's on the Purify. And if they're hitching their bets on Sands, on the Kadira, that's a big problem if they want to play pickoff.
I think the Kadira will have to be a lot more hidden. You can't really bank on just crowd control anymore. You just have to use the surprise factor. Because even though you can purify or get out of the initial lock, the ocean as well, the rock waves will still do a lot of damage.
Circling Eagle up top to deny Lippy of that proxy, of that cut. And ONIC will move towards this neutral objective, carrying a whole level ahead despite not having the concussive blast to help him with the clear. T-Boy has a final slash, displaces Gary, and now it's a Petrify into the Brazier's trap, and Gary actually goes in to pin them down instead, almost loses his life for it. But now they will concede the turtle. There is no way for Gary to contest this, and look at Keyboy just trying to zone as much as possible to give Kyrie this free turtle. And he still hasn't used the retry. They might be looking for some more. Green camp, the camp that killed him. It's revenge time for Kyrie.
It's revenge on a camp, not even a player. For Kyrie here, but oh.
Purify used up already by Watt. Final slash to Flicker as well. Torpor memory to cut him down in the back.
It's taken down. 1v1 Watt for Keyboy.
Gold lead for Rome is still very much worth it for ONIC. And that's a lot of gold in the pockets of CW as well. You called it earlier, Turna. Having a solid gold laner that's winning his lane is something that ONIC is using right here. And especially with Brody. He's set up for that dive so well because of how staggered your basic attack animations are.
Look at this zone. Just walks up. And he leaves. Lippy has to take a turret. Easy CW. Does he still not have boots? He's still on the... Wait. Did you say he had the Heptases? Did he sell the Heptases?
No, the inventory showed that earlier, but I think it might be inaccurate. According to the big screen, there's a Malefic Roar right here.
What?
Yeah. Wait.
Did he have the Heptases before? Was it...
Did I miss C? Have to roll it back later on, but... Ooh, big dive from the side of DEWA. Immediately just outplayed by ONIC.
Wow, Malefic Roar first item from the looks of it. We'll have to see again if he accidentally sold the Heptases or if it was a mistake. But okay. In the bottom lane, looking for a siege now. Gee, that damage, what? Forced to back away instantly. That's a free turret to ONIC.
Alright. Look at Sans though with the Blood Wings actually as his main item. He's gonna go for Drian.
Petrify, Purify though from Keyboy. Oh, actually from Sans, and Keyboy capitalized on that Petrify CC. Now it's Cage who gets knocked up just a bit there by the knockout strike of Lutpi, and they go towards the turtle, third turtle of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, and it might just be all ONIC despite the Akai being on the side of DEWA. But yeah, Heptases was built, I think. I don't know. We'll have to see if the items in the big screen is bugged out or... Okay,
but it was shown.
It was shown, it was shown. You did not miss C, Arashi. Kimura, penalty zone. On the back, Gary goes in as well, and it's still Kai! Despite the heavy spin now, Lutpi walking over the outbound, trying to 3-man final slash into the Brazier's trap. Ria now will be caught in the midst of 4 ONIC members. And look at this, they're sandwiching DEWA. Gary, taunted, stab, double for Kyrie. Keyboy doesn't want to let this go. Now it's a vengeance on top of vengeance. Watt gets a trade back, Drian gets a photo. But that's all they could go for.
Sans is on the way though. Can Sans catch Watt here?
Seems to be attempting to do so, but he mispredicts. Great call for Watt to recall not in the bush, right? That extra few seconds would have costed him his life there. But ONIC again showing that with enough damage, even though you win out in the utility, in the slows, in the shielding, it doesn't matter if we have enough damage to punch through it. in Ludpi's case, quite literally. And the fact that they are all so strong right now, it means that even under the turrets, DEWA has to think twice about sticking around for ONIC to set up for a big dive due to how easily they can just set up huge nukes from their heroes.
Going for it again?
Oh! Beautiful final slash. What pops to the purify? One more shot! CW gets the fade away. Now another shot down. Double kill for DEWA on the Brody.
Talk about snowball. 7.1k gold lead already built in for the Sky Kings. 3-0-1 on CW. This is definitely not the outcome that DEWA are expecting. And at this rate, I don't think they can wait for what? To go for a snowball like he did in game number 2.
Oof. Both teams right here just duking it out, but ONIC just has so much more to do. Sans though, with the usual Sans stuff, man. With his item build, he went for the Blood Wings for extra bit of survivability, more damage, and he can get out of sticky situations considering how aggressively he's been playing. I mean, look at him!
That's the Blood Wings. Doing work for you. Another CC immune oddity as he gets out. Bro, this is what he did against Alter Ego 2, and it ended up with Sunny Boy dying in game 3. Sans now wanting Truncheon and CW DHS.
Wow, that's a lot of more damage, but look at that preemptive flicker from Kimura right there. That's the kind of threat that ONIC brings to the table. What now with the golden staff? He will be doing a lot more damage, but can't even survive. He's all the way in the bottom, and ONIC will need to go for a full-on lord here.
Yeah, and look, he wants to kind of force it. Oh, 2 jabs, and a knocker strike, and it's a solo kill! Ludpi gets it done! What no wind of nature! And that's a power wave from the Paquito. Sans trying to run away there. Kimura trying to go for it. Oh, Gary steals it away from under the rug from ONIC. And they have saved the game, but not for now. Ludpi. Knockout strike. Oh, CC immune, still double jab into the back. Now flicker out. Penalty zone by Kimura. Not landing here.
Wait, how did Gary get the Lord? He's 3 levels below Kyrie at the moment.
It's Kai. It just gives him superpowers. That's a great lord for side of DEWA, but the power of ONIC is still very much in play. They are the ones taking out turrets, and they're trying to clear this lord out and deny any kind of value from the side of DEWA. CW right now is just an absolute menace, man. He's just chunking down members left and right. But left are going to DHS for a good balance of damage. Gary though,
He retreated and headbutted to his death, to his own demise. Miscalculation or mishap, you decide. Win of nature though for CW.
That win of nature, it means that against Watt, he's gonna have a comfortable time going in for the big duel, the 1v1s. And technically against Kimura as well, it can be an option. But for now, he's relatively safe. Even in these big fights, no one is actually having the leeway to even deal with him. We talked about the Yve potentially zoning him out. If the Yve sits there and tries to do that, you know Sans has his eyes on keys.
Could DEWA be potentially tilting here? With the way that they're playing at the moment? I mean, the stakes are definitely much higher for them. They are currently in the red zone, number 8. So this game definitely means a lot more to them than it does to ONIC, who is still comfortable at level 3.
Just like that, though, Sans once again abuses the Kadita passive. We've talked about it a lot, and it's just so underrated. The Blood Wings lets him escape even faster.
So it is a bug. The hepatitis is there.
Wait, what?
It's the bug of the big screen. We'll have to report that later.
We need confirmation here, but okay, with the hepatitis, that makes sense. That's why his burst damage has just been so much more dangerous. So for DEWA now, that's the question here. With the 2-1s good for keys, doesn't have enough cooldown reduction though. Fight breaks out and Gary's forced to use the heavy spin immediately, right? Before anything even happens. Even if they want to go for the long duration poke gameplay, trying to abuse that Yve pick, ONIC just isn't letting it happen. If they misstep just by a bit, you know that the flank is about to happen. And look at where Ludpi's positioning, man. He is just a trapdoor with the spring.
They understand Watt's pattern. They understand that Watt likes to go in for the far lane, but again, Gary.
Oh, certainly Eagle as well. A commitment to get to the back, and Sans gets some isolation in the back. That's just a free kill. Gary 0-4 and all. He got the Lord once, but now it seems like He won't even have a say on the next lore. That is going to be enhanced in the 13th minute of the game.
That's such unfortunate timing for Gary in particular. The fact that he was able to get that retry over Kyrie earlier on. Why did he go in and commit for that engage in the top side?
I think he felt like he had information, and because the Lord was about to spawn, he wants some control, some space to operate, to try, potentially go for another steal. But ONIC just immediately punishes it, and they know they have a lot more crowd control. And funny enough, what was done by Terizla in Game 1 and 2, right now Sans is doing with the Kadira. He's not going for a big one-shot, big full lockdown combo. He's just using the rough waves to immediately zone away any kind of backline follow-up from the front lines of DEWA.
And that's a flicker burnt out already there. Poor Kimura. The sudden penalty zone flicker, not available anymore. Watts getting out of that battle mirror, or getting out of the Breath of the Ocean with the battle mirror image. 2 base turrets taken down, and ONIC will continue this chokehold that they have on DEWA. To the bottom wave, they have a Brody, in the famous words of Wolf. At the M5 Grand Finals final game, CW can't siege this base turret so easily, and Gary again gets chunked down. Real world inflation popped in, but look at Sans! Stopping the real world inflation, giving CW time to hit that turret. It took him 4 hits, and now Kimura as well! Turn apart memory, taking him down, but the penalty zone actually saves him for a bit. One last shot, beautiful save by Trion!
That's just so much damage, so much pressure. Everything that DEWA are trying to use to really counter ONIC are being shut down completely. The utility just kited away from. The damage outmatched. The zoning just denied again and again. With no base turrets now, it seems like it's only a matter of time. Unless DEWA can get a pickoff. They have to try and go for something crazy right here before ONIC just slowly but surely cruises to an easy victory.
It looks like ONIC are fulfilling a particular expectation before the season. It's not enough for pro players to just anticipate their movements and anticipate what they're going to play, but their habits. And you can see that ONIC understand that. That's why it looks like they're always a step ahead before DEWA even decide to do it, because they understand the players and their habits. It's insane to see. That's why the Paquito pickup was brilliant, because they knew that when DEWA look at a team fight and they assess that they're not going to be able to win it, Watt usually finds a trade on the other side of the map to go for objectives, but now he can't, even though he is on a clock, because in that 1v1 versus the Paquito, we saw what happened. It was a solo kill that was given to Lutfi.
Maybe the game keeps going, there's a chance that Lutfi can get outmatched by Watt and his mechanics. We've seen it before, but it's quite a long way to go with ONIC being 12k goal ahead. And I dare say, I'll go a step further and say that ONIC are actually the ones that are making DEWA fall into their old habits, right? They know how DEWA plays, and they are pressing the right buttons to dictate how DEWA can approach these situations. Like earlier, forcing Gary to try and contest for some objectives, for some control on the map, and then immediately punishing him. Now, let's see what's their next plan, what's their next diabolical step in just dismantling DEWA.
Gary's not 15 yet.
Nope. Haven't been able to get farm.
That's so crazy. It's been 17 minutes.
They're trying to force this, but no, they're too far away. They can't even go for it. Now it's an engage from Keyboy. Final slash on the 2, Luke P in the knockout strike in the back. CW dealing some damage. Gary pinning down CW, but he is able to flicker out in time. Now it's rough waves into the back again. A good taunt to Watt, who has a win in H-Ran and Purify, but Luke P is waiting in the back, waiting for the battle mirror image, finding the knockout to take him out, and Yi might just follow as well. But it's a shutdown. Well played to Gary for peeling his mid laner, but still, ONIC, that's a good trade. Keyboy with a final slash to eradicate K's, and now another vengeance to set up for CW, who can go for some more damage, but Gian gets Gary back to safety. Now, minute waves crashing down into the base. CW still free hitting, going for the members before going for the base, and they will be able to take them out one by one. They want to take Drian down with them. It's a wipeout to end the series, 2-1.
And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Sky Kings show their revenge. They show their teeth in leg number 2 of this matchup, winning it turning the entire story around. 2-1 for the Sky Kings against the Sons of Gods.
It was looking good until it wasn't. The longer you duke it out with ONIC, the harder it is, man. They adapt, they read, they predict, and before